This tutorial is all about group 7 of the periodic table, named the halogens. It also looks at their physical properties and their reaction with group 1 elements. Group 7 is a group of non-metal elements on the right hand side of the table here, and we have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. You need to know the names of these elements, and also you need to be able to describe the appearance of 3 of them. So this group is known as the halogens, or halogens as some people call them, and they are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. All of them consist of diatomic molecules. That means 2 atoms of the element joined together by a single covalent bond into molecules. You need to know that chlorine is a gas at room temperature. It's a green gas. Bromine is an orange liquid, and iodine is a grey solid. It's fair to assume then that fluorine here at the top of the group would also be a gas. It's actually almost colourless gas, and astatine, although very rare, would be expected to be a dark coloured solid. Because they're all in group 7, they all have 7 electrons in their outer shell, so you would expect them all to react in more or less the same way. Here's a past exam question. This question is about the elements in group 7. These elements are called the halogens. Look at the table, it shows some information about the halogens, giving their atomic number, their density, their melting point and atomic radius. Write the name of one other element that's a halogen. Well, you may remember this, but you are allowed to look in the periodic table, which is in your exam paper. So you've got 2 choices here. Let's go for fluorine, but you could also go for astatine. And look at the table. How does the density change as the atomic number increases? Well, as the atomic number increases from chlorine to bromine to iodine, so the atomic radius also increases. So we'll just say it increases. And there's the answer. They're fairly straightforward answers, very little else accepted. Now the reaction of group 7 elements with group 1 elements, you'd be expected to know that they react vigorously, and you'll also be expected to name the product formed when group 1 reacts with group 7 and construct a word equation and a balanced symbol equation for the reaction as well. You can watch various videos on YouTube of the reaction of sodium with chlorine. Sodium has a pretty vigorous reaction with chlorine. It burns very, very brightly and forms a white powder, which is the product sodium chloride. Generally speaking, we get metal halides. So sodium plus chlorine gives sodium chloride, or Na plus Cl2 gives NaCl, and to balance this we'd need to put 2 chlorines on each side and 2 sodiums on each side, but more generally any group 1 metal reacts with any halogen to form that group 1 metal halide. So if we'd used potassium and iodine, we've got potassium iodide. If we'd used, for example, lithium and bromine, we'd get lithium bromide. So constructing word and symbol equations for these, lithium plus bromine would give lithium bromide. Potassium and iodine would give potassium iodide. Sodium and fluorine would give sodium fluoride. So in each case we're getting the metal halide. In terms of symbols, lithium Li plus Br2 giving LiBr. So the formula would be LiBr. Lithium is losing 1 electron, remember, and bromine gaining 1, so it's a 1-to-1 relationship. So again, we'd balance that by having 2 lithium bromides to use up to 2 bromines, and therefore we'd also need 2 lithiums. And similarly, 2K plus I2 giving 2Ki, and 2Na plus F2 giving 2NaF. Here's another past paper question. This question is about the elements in group 7. Elements in group 7 are called halogens. Chlorine and iodine are two of the elements in group 7. Write down the name or symbol of one other element in group 7. Of course, you'd use your periodic table at the back to help you. Well, we're given two of them, chlorine and iodine, so we can't use either of those. So let's go for bromine. Symbol would have been Br or Br2. One of the halogens is an orange liquid at room temperature. Which one? Well, that one is bromine. Then look at the balance symbol equation. It shows the reaction between sodium and chlorine. Write down the name of the product of this reaction. Well, the NaCl refers to sodium chloride. We have the answers. We've got the alternative halogens as being either fluorine or bromine or acetine. We're given that bromine is the orange liquid and the product of that reaction, NaCl, was sodium chloride.